Welcome back to another lesson of Adobe Illustrator. In this lesson, we are going to learn about customizing fonts to make t-shirt designs. Okay, so without any further ado, let's just hop on to the lesson by opening up Adobe Illustrator. As you can see that I have opened up Adobe Illustrator. Now the first thing I'm going to do is going to be opening up a new preset. Let's click on A4, which I most of the time use in this lesson. Now, as this lesson is about customizing fonts, there are a couple of different things or a couple of different methods how you'll be able to customize fonts. But I'm going to be showing you a specific method, or let's say I'm going to create my own design in this lesson. So first off, you're going to start off with this text option. And the text option, click on text. You will be able to see it over here. So let's select the text again, and I'm going to do is type in my text and select on it and use whichever font you want, but I'll be using this Futurama 3. I'm going to select on it, and then you will basically see that there are three types. One is light, bold, and expanded. So I'm going to use this expanded. Okay, I'm going to cut this off. Let's use one. Okay, let's use one text. Let's say I'm going to type in exceptional. Okay, we have this exceptional. Now, how are we going to make this look a lot more better? So first thing I'm going to do is going to be clicking on each and every one, and then I'm going to turn them into, let's say, we're going to basically make this thing into an outline. So I'm going to press on this, select on the text, Control Shift and O. Then you will basically see that they will turn into outlines. Control Shift and O. Now you can see as they have turned into outlines. Now what I'm going to do is going to be clicking on this, and then you will be able to make changes on each and every one. Hold on to Shift. You have this anchor. Let's say I'm going to do is make this up over here. You can see this has been added. I'm going to do the same thing over here. Press on Control Z. I do the same thing over here. Anchored it up. Let's say this is basically how I want it to be. Then I'm gonna go over here and do the same thing. Looks a lot more better. I'm gonna do is take this one over here. Hold on to Shift and customize it according to your desire. And if you want to make changes like this, make rounded corners, then you can fix it up according to your desire, whichever one you want to change basically. Let's say I'm gonna change this. Okay, works. I'm gonna do the same thing over here. We're gonna copy the same thing on this one. Double click on an anchor to make it like that. Do the same thing on this one. Okay. There you go. You have it. Now I'm gonna go off to the sides to see which one looks better. Okay, this doesn't look that bad now. Well, we're gonna make a couple more changes. I'm gonna do it with the C over here. Okay, I'm gonna do the same thing on over here. Works. And I'm gonna go off to the right side and find out this one. This one also needs something to be changed a bit. Works. Now, as this looks a lot more better, now what I'm going to do is going to be finding out whichever one I need to change, basically. Let's say I'm going to do is make this to be a bit more oval or like circular. I'm going to do the same thing with A. Okay, A isn't that bad. What I'm going to do is take this one and make this to be a bit longer. Just a bit, basically. Okay. Doesn't look that bad. Now, after we have all of this all together, now I'm gonna do is make sure to use our rectangular tool. Select on this. Let's say I'm gonna do is change the color, whichever one we basically want. Let's say I'm gonna use grayish. Now, after what I'm gonna do is going to be clicking on this tool again, so that I can make some rounded corners. Select on this, and I'm gonna go off to object. I'm gonna do send backwards. I can see that basically how it will look like. Hold on to Alt, so you basically get the center of it. Control Z. I'm gonna keep it on just like this. Okay, doesn't look that bad. And after you're done, just select on it, group it up together, and then you're good to go. So basically how you'll be able to do that. Now you can also select on whichever one you want. Let's say if you want to fix the text, select on the color, whichever one you want. Okay, then you can also go to some color options, okay, from Adobe or maybe online, and select whichever color you want to use. Let's say from here, let's use a color palette. I'm going to click on this, and on the fill of this rectangle, I'm going to use, let's say, a bit darker. And I'm going to select on this. I'm going to get behind all this, and this is basically how it will look like. Group them up together. Select on your mockup file. Let's say I'm going to open up one of the mockup file, which I have. Here you can see it. So I'm going to select on this black. Click on OK. And I'm just going to do is take it up right over here. Press on OK. And then you can see this is how it will look like. There you go. Now you can make the same or maybe different on different text or whichever font you're making or using. So that's like totally up to you. So hope you understood everything about this lesson. And now let's move on to our next lesson of Adobe Illustrator, t-shirt design.